Black Wall Street is now online, baby. That's right. Visit the GW District. Shop the very best in men's and women's apparel and accessories, home decor, office supplies, books, pantry items, and so much more. The GW District is a retail marketplace of Black-owned products and media. We're both veteran and Black-owned, and we're bringing you the best online shopping experience with products made by small businesses. Come and experience the GW District difference today at shopgwdistrict.com. That's shopgwdistrict.com. The GW District, a retail marketplace of Black-owned products and media.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Whoa, there we go.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. It's a nice morning.
Yes. I hear the accent. What part of England you from?
Southampton.
Southampton. Okay, I heard
right
that.
at the bottom.
It's crazy as shit. Cause I don't know if you keep up with professional wrestling over there, but I am a huge fool for y'all professional wrestling.
Oh yeah.
And I watch Progress all the time. My favorite dude is Kia Noir, Car Noir. He's just so funky. And you kind of remind me of him. You the porn version of him. You get what I'm saying?
No way. That's fucking
yeah, because your style, the way that you work is different and unique in many ways, what have you, and stuff. So, because the shit that you do with Khalees Luna, yo, man, that shit was gold, yo. Yeah, tell our listeners about that scene and the work that you did with her from your perspective, because they heard it from her side.
From the nun scene that we did.
Yeah, the nun scene, and I think I did a second scene as well. That was kind of but go ahead.
Yeah, so we've shot a couple of scenes like that. She's got some fucking excellent ideas and just ready to shoot filth. It's great. There's not many people we connect with that are I'm down to push the line with certain things, and specifically blasphemy scenes. I kind of looked on as kind of risky, I guess, because I guess it's kind of tricky to break through that social norm that everyone has of their views of religion and flip it on its head. So for that scene specifically, we split it up into 3 parts, but there is a whole extended cut version.
Yeah.
We're because see, how dark we can take it, really.
Yeah, because it was the trailer that I saw, you had her with the clothespins on the pussy, and you had the Hitachi and the whole nine. And I was she was just telling me the way y'all were doing the scene and how tenuous it was, but yet at the same time fun, because y'all had to stop and go a lot, because I'm pretty sure because I done rope rigging and some BDSM stuff like that. And it's you were also a rope rigger, I could take it as well, right?
Yeah, I've done some. I wouldn't say I'm an expert or anything like that. I do dabble. I have a big interest in it. It's tricky to do. It's one thing tying yourself, and then moving on to other people is a whole new world of shit. And it is one of those ones where you need just time and patience, because it just takes forever, and it can look amazing or it can look shit. There's no in between.
And the stuff I've been seeing from you has been looking amazing. I'm not even going front, man. I am in awe at your work. Because I was that blasphemy scene, I was and you even looked the part of a new age priest with the man bun and everything. I was oh, he, man. I'm pretty sure that motherfucker sold. I'm pretty sure that motherfucker been selling.
We've actually shot a part 2 to that whole scene, where I'm fully I've got the full priest gear, the collar and everything. We just haven't got as far as editing in that yet. But it's the whole backdrop of that one is crazy.
Because she told me you went full demon and y'all had a extendo.
Yeah, I had a sheath for my cock that was
Oh God! So how much
demon dick and whatever else? It was crazy.
So was it like it made it longer, or was it just a sheath to go over to make it look like a demon's dick?
So generally, the sheath that I have, it does make people longer, but I'm I'm lucky enough to fill the whole thing anyway. Like, but yeah, it just changes like the shape and like the overall like texture. Like it's a whole different feeling. It's kind of
feel
cool.
Stuff too.
Yeah, surprisingly,
right?
Like so what you do is it's got like 2 holes in it, so like you slip it like your whole shaft in, and then your balls kind of like hold the thing on. But because you have to like lube up to get in it, and then like obviously the body heat transfers through, it doesn't really take away from the feeling. It just kind of it's just a different sensation rather than like no sensation, you know?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. Yeah, man, we done went 5 minutes. I ain't even done my particulars. That show you how much I've been wanting to do this interview.
So let me excited jumping in.
Yeah. Let me do my particulars. We can get this thing rolling. Yeah, hello, everybody. And welcome to the Smokers Lounge here on Anchor, the perfect app for anyone who's trying to start their own podcasting career. All you got to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and get a profile and start podcast today. I am your host, Kevin Arthur Southern Champ, a.k.a. the Porn Rap Star. Y'all know what it is. Find all my links, social media, porn, as well as music, all with one link. allmylinks.com/porn rap star. We have 3 wonderful sponsors I need to tell you about. The first one being the Facebook of the LS community. I'm talking about lsworld.com. Go there today and get yourself a profile. Also, Eroticism magazine. Go to eroticismmagazine.com. Get yourself a monthly subscription. You can get it paperback or even digital. And they feature some of the sexiest ladies from around the world, even 1 or 2 from England, my brother, doing some freaky shit within their pages. So check it out, eroticismmagazine.com. And last but not least, excitebunny.com. Yes. For you people that enjoy content and love seeing freaky shit, go there today. Subscribe. You can also even be able to download clips and all that good stuff. It's like OnlyFans, but even freaking better. And for you content creators, go ahead and get your profile, because let me tell you something. 90% profit. That's right. You can take home 90% profit of what you sell. As well as if you need healthcare, they got you covered for that too. So go to excitebunny.com and join in with us. And also, I want to tell you, we're a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. Also, while you're there, check out some shopping from over 500 Black-owned retailers and shops. So go to shopgwdistrict.com, buy Black, support Black businesses, build a Black economy, so create generational wealth. And also check me out on skyhawkafterdarktv.com. Go to my personal page where you can listen to the podcast, or you can listen to it on their radio station. So go to skyhawkafterdarktv.com. Catch that smoke over there. So now I'm about to shut up and let this extraordinary gent introduce himself.
How's it going? Soul Salvatore here. As you can probably hear, I'm from the UK, from Southampton originally, but now I'm in LA.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's been a trip.
I see. And how long you been in the United States?
I came out in 2019.
Okay. And what brought you out here before we even get to the porn? Was it the porn that brought you out here, or you just came out here for a change of pace?
No, I came out here to get married.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, no doubt. Yeah. Congratulations.
I met my fantastic wife a couple of years before that, and we were just like long distance, kind of coming in and out, and then finally managed to move out here and get married in 2019.
Okay, most definitely. So what brought you into doing adult film?
So I've always kind of been interested in I started off interested in like kink and like BDSM and like voyeurism. So like I was quite heavily on like FetLife, and back in the Tumblr days, that was like my main site. I was like just posting like nudes and shit for free. And then I kind of branched out and just trying to see like, well, what happens if I like monetized it and kind of made a thing of it. You get paid for my actual time rather than just like doing it for free.
Oh yeah, true
True
that.
Like,
yeah, you kind of want to get paid for what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of it like specifically takes a lot of like my time and like resources, you know. And I got to admit, like kink and like bondage gear is not cheap. Holy fuck!
No,
that stuff is pricey, especially if you get good shit. Like, yeah, it's mad. I've been building like my, let's say, toolbox for a good like 4 or 5 years, you know, and it's just more and more each time. You're like, oh, I need something else now, like.
Oh yeah. Because you need the tools in order to do the shit. Just even from like I remember getting cameras and getting lights. That shit's expensive, and you got to be gentle with it. And like, and you talking about BDSM gear? I know that's expensive off gate. All
that shit just adds up in the end. Like, yeah, lights, cameras, fucking anything you need, even just like backdrops and sets. You know, it's crazy how much work and like money actually goes in before you even like make anything, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The setup itself is costly, you know?
Yeah.
So with that being said, where did you go about to do your first shoot, and what was your first shoot? And tell us about it.
So I think way back when my first ever shoot, I think was because I started off just predominantly making solo content.
Okay.
So I was just doing like self ties just for pictures. Like I never really filmed much of it, but then I moved out to like solo masturbation and like anal clips and stuff, and just exploring more about what I wanted to try out and like what I wanted to see, and like kind of do something a bit different from just like dude jerks off in the mirror kind of deal, you know, like try and make it as artsy as I could, like fun lights, fun backdrops, and then kind of push that into then working with other people and trying to make like the porn that I wanted to see rather than just straight fucking on the couch like anything else, you know, like because don't get me wrong, like there's no like bad side to the like simple shit, but like I just wanted to create something different to everything else.
You stand out. You don't want to be a part of the herd. You want to be above it.
Yeah, exactly. And like as a like male creator, it's very easy to just be the same, just a stunt dick essentially. You just that's it. So it's always good to like get a different kind of image and like aesthetic to it, I think.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So when you did your first boy girl scene, who was the lady that you worked with, and how'd you go about securing that scene?
So my first ever one that wasn't my wife, who was that? I believe it was Paradise, or was it Zelda? It was either Zelda or Paradise. It was like way like two years ago or a year ago. They actually reached out to me because they saw some of my like solo stuff and some of my stuff with my wife Kay, and just thought like, wow, like I want to like try out some of this stuff, like what would work for the camera, what wouldn't. And then we kind of just got talking, and then just kind of like went from there. Really, it was like discussed a few like basic kink ideas, like what they wanted to see, like what they wanted out of the shoot. It was Zelda, because the first ever one we did just a basic like spanking scene, which was like we did hand spanking and some paddle stuff, some like rope work where I tied her up, like hog tied her. I think we shot maybe 3 scenes that day. We did another one that was just like POV kind of face fucking. But we kind of like had it so it was like, I say 3 separate parts, so it wasn't like broken up into 3 separart themes. So we kind of just like did one bit, then moved on to the next while still keeping all the rope and stuff, because that stuff takes time.
Yes.
Once you get something tied up, just keep it.
Yeah, because like I said, you jumped basically dead into the game on the BDSM side straight off the bat.
Yeah, because that was like my main kind of interest.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to, because I noticed there wasn't a lot of, like, obviously you get the like pro productions from like King.com and all that kind of thing, but
Yeah.
more, let's say, male creators making amateur bondage kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And also, it's like I said, it's a big interest of mine. So that was kind of the direction I wanted to go in. Like, I like the more like taboo kinks, the more hardcore kind of stuff, because I don't, in my like my personal life and like my main image, I don't give off that kind of vibe to people. like just like an old looking guy, you know, like very soft. But when it comes to like BDSM and like bondage and stuff, it flips entirely on its head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even with me, I later on in my porn career started dibbling dabbling when it actually became a full-fledged dom. And stuff like that, and it treated me to bondage, the energy exchange and stuff like that. And also the niche that you're in, you have to be authentic as fuck, because they can smell whether it's legit or not, and that'd be the difference between you getting a sale or not a sale.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's one of those ones where it's very easy to tell if you're actually into it or not. And the energy is so easy to read, like 100%. And that's why I wanted to do it, because that is my main like focus, really. Like, don't get me wrong, I have shot like vanilla stuff. It's just kind of rarer, I guess.
It's like, put it this way, it's kind of hard to do vanilla sex scenes when you have done those type scenes and that's your interest. So it's kind of like going from, you know what I'm saying? It's like, even with me, I could never do just a straight fuck scene. It had to be like some role play or a BDSM or something in it that just ain't, we just starting off fucking. I hated that shit, even when I came in the game back in 2006. So, you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, because it's like when you do a regular fuck scene, it's just boring.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like boring 100%, but like, yeah, it's entirely like my whole like jam, I guess.
Yeah.
So how do I put this? So like my first, or like my last few, I guess, until recently, have all been some kind of like kink or fetish related like concept behind it. And then in January, we had like this group meet where I met up with like 12 other creators, and we like rented a place for a couple of days, and then we just kind of went to town. And that was the most and this may be taken across as the wrong way, but the most vanilla scenes I'd shot to date, and I had no problem with it whatsoever. Like, it was an amazing week, and like I met some amazing fucking people, but it was so different from what I normally do that it was kind of jarring, I guess. Like when it all finished, I kind of like had like this like come down phase where I was like, oh fuck, like it's over now, like I would do after a heavy like BDSM scene. It was really strange. Like like that drive home was significantly longer than I anticipated it to be. I was like, oh my god. And it's so wild to think, like, because there was nothing like that would normally trigger that drop in there. Like, there wasn't any like real like anything hardcore, like no spanking, no slapping, no nothing that would be that would normally give that like drop to me. So it was really strange, like leaving that. Like,
oh my god!
That was like we finished that off with like a 10-person like orgy. So that's probably where that came from. It was like crazy.
Yeah, because the most I've been in was I can say a 8-person, with 4 guys and 4 girls. So 8-person orgy. So yeah, I was 2 away from you.
Yeah,
and it was interesting because it was just interesting to me. I mean, I can't say whether I enjoyed it or I didn't, you know, because I was so used to just like working with someone one-on-one or what have you. So it's kind of like when you change from your base or excuse me, from your brand to a certain extent, or what you kind of develop your brand to be, it kind of is kind of weird. You feel what I'm saying? Especially some of that nature.
Yeah, when it's something so different to what you're normally used to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
like,
because...
Oh, go on.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so like the one-on-one scenes, like they're a whole different world to like you start adding more people, and like the more and more people in it, it's like, yeah, it's hard to describe. Like it's an entirely different sensation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's multiple energies just all over the place.
Yeah, right. To be honest, I was quite lucky that I vibed with these people like so well, so it kind of like meshed really well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have to say one of the best events and like shoots that I've been a part of. Like just the whole like the energy throughout was just amazing.
Yeah.
And very different to what I normally do, which is crazy.
I feel that.
I had so many people like throughout it that were like, hey, well, like, can we do some like rope stuff? Can we do this? Can we do that? And it was like, I would love to, but we just haven't got the time on like the schedule of what we're doing. Like this shit takes like forever. Like we're just like knocking out scenes.
Yeah, because especially because with the content houses, I'm pretty sure that it's kind of hard, especially when multiple people are working at the same time, to get everything that you need and want. Versus, that's why I always like girls coming to me and I was able to work with them one-on-one versus with multiple people around, because then I can concentrate and really perfect what we're doing.
Yeah. It was crazy because we had like photographers and like videographers in to like kind of catch the like behind the scenes and like to shoot the main scenes. So that was kind of nice to not have to 100% worry about how things were shot. It was kind of like just be in the scene and just give it your all, which was so nice. And like I was super fucking lucky. I was like there was 3 dudes and how many of those? 8, 9 girls.
I think you had some previews. I think you had some trailers of it on your Twitter page.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few previews up on Twitter, but I was heavily outnumbered. Let's put it that way. So like, it's great being in demand for scenes where it's like, I need your dick for this, and you're like, okay, like I'm all in. Like, what's the idea? I'm down.
Oh yeah, it's better to be booked than not booked. Better to be wanted than not wanted. That's always the case. So shoot. So in the scheme of the BDSM world, what do you classify yourself as? Because I know, of course, of Dom. But go ahead.
So in like my personal life, I'm actually a switch.
Okay.
I'm just like very fucking selective on who I switch for.
Switch to, yeah.
So yeah, like predominantly I'm more like dom leaning, but like I have subbed in the past. But like my entire, let's say, like porn brand so far has been just dominant scenes. Like I haven't found anyone to submit for scenes yet. But who knows? It might be on the cards at some point in the future. I haven't really thought that far ahead in regards to that kind of thing. Like I really enjoy like doing dominant scenes. So it might just stick to that for now. I
can believe
ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I've subbed in a situation, but not necessarily actually in a full scene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period. Like, if you want to say, well, you can say I was, because she was the boss and she forced me to have sex. So I guess you can use that as the...
Yeah, I've maybe shot like one scene like that. But like, it's one of those ones where you have to have like your entire kind of energy in like that space. Like if you're say shooting multiple scenes in a day where you've got like some submissive, some dominant, like my headspace would be all over the place. I wouldn't be able to like commit my all to the scenes, like it just throw me out. Like,
yeah, see, that was the reason why, like, anytime I was tried to like wear an outfit that would symbolize that. So when I look in the mirror, yeah, you being dominated today.
Yeah.
Well, until a certain point, then when the scene takes over, when the fucking takes over, then I become dominant. So, but
Yeah.
it never been like a full, I'm completely submissive. Now, I did want to do a scene where I was handcuffed and she had her way with me to a certain extent, but could never find a female that was down for that because all of them were just completely submissive. So it was no point.
Yeah, you'll either find like super submissives or you'll find like hardcore doms that will beat the fuck out of you.
I don't need to be punched and kicked in the nut. I don't need it.
I do love seeing them all over like Twitter and stuff. Like interacting with big doms and stuff is always great fun, and like being held as like a bull for them and whatever else is always a blast. Yeah, it's great. Like back to your little point about like the outfits that you wear to like help with your, I guess, headspace.
Mm-hmm.
I find it does kind of help because like from like mainly dominant scenes, like I always like rock the like black shirt, black pants, black boots kind of deal, just like all black getup and black gloves, obviously. And it does give out that vibe. But recently, like I've kind of not branched out, but been exploring more like androgynous looks, I guess. Like I wear like quite a lot of lingerie and like corsets and stuff. Yeah,
that shit actually is hot because it's kind of like it takes it to another level and a different notch.
Yeah.
You feel me? And two, it fits you. I mean, because a lot of people, I tell people, when you building your brand, you got to find the stuff that fits you, even though it might be odd. It's like, I can see him with that. And I was like one of the images you had with the mask, the gloves, and the corset, that shit was like fire.
Yeah, that was such an interesting, like that whole photo shoot was so hard to do, like because I self-shot that entirely, and like specifically latex is a wild sensation.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like it changes how you can see, like the feel of everything, like how much you can hear, and like how easy it is to breathe. Like my hood has like nose holes and like mouth holes, like just micro little holes, so you can see and breathe out of it. But it's a whole new sensation that I'd never experienced anything quite like it before. I was like, wow, like this is like the beginning of something that's like, fuck, I'm now really into this.
But when you do shoots like that, it makes you stand out. You feel me? And it brings attention to what have you. Even to scenes of that. Because like I said, one, the BDSM plus let's keep it real, we do have a gay fan base.
Yeah.
Which we must play to. And we play to whether we know it or not.
Yeah. Well, my sexuality is that I'm actually pansexual. So
I figured that, but go ahead.
Yeah. So like I do try to cater towards like both. I've just been, I guess, more lucky shooting straighter porn, I guess, rather than like, because like obviously I've shot with like non-binary people, trans women. I've not had the pleasure of shooting with trans men just yet, but I like am working towards it. Like I've been planning shoots with like various people for so long, we just never get around to it, you know? Like
it be like that sometimes because it's like, especially we pulling in many directions and you also in demand. Which I'm not surprised that you are not. It's not a surprise that you are in demand because, like I said, I know ladies, you have a look that goes over as a male. So, and then, like I said, it's too. Plus, I tell people, energy is a big key because sometimes energy can draw people to you. You know, period. I talk about energy, tantrums, and all that on my show as well.
Well, it's just one of those things. Like, we're lucky to be in I say lucky. We're in a a business that's more centered towards, let's say, femme success. Like anyone could fuck, but like you got to be able to get it good on camera.
Yeah.
And like you got to have something that really makes you stand out to be unique. Like you're not just a dick on camera. Like you have your whole image and like how you are set at that point. Like that's why I did solo content for so long, and like kind of built up a rapport with like other creators and stuff before I even like branched out to working with other people. Because anyone could just have a fucking OnlyFans link or whatever and just be like, yo, want to collab? Like anyone can fucking do that shit. Like any old idiot with a camera could do that. Like he's got to build up that like that space that makes people feel safe enough to like reach out to you and be like, do you think we could shoot this? Like, have you got like ways that we could do this? And like bring ideas to you. Like I don't ever go out and ask, or let's say very rarely do I go out and ask people to work with me. I prefer if people like come to me with their ideas and how and what they want to shoot, because there's just such a large group of predominantly dudes that do go out of their way to just be like pestering every fucking person to like, it's like it just doesn't scream like professional or just even safe, I guess. And like that's my whole. You read some fucking horror stories about the industry, like how dudes are sketchy and whatever else, or how anyone could be sketchy. Yeah. So, like, another reason why I jumped in was to kind of change things and be, I guess, not set an example, but try and do better to have like safer spaces for everyone to create money and stuff. Like that was how it was. And that's like my main motivator really is like having safe, like comfortable and like good shoots that like you want to see and you want to do, you know?
Yeah. But see, I think the one advantage that you do have is because you are BDSM.
Yeah.
And because you're authentic. Because it to speak to, because I've been on the side of having to go contact girls. Sometimes you're placed in that position because as dudes, we don't have the luxury of being able to just walk in the game and girls is on us. We have to build up to it, you know what I'm saying, period. And in many ways, you kind of did build up to it because when you did shoot, you, like you said, you built a repertoire anyway. And plus, like I said, you in BDSM, there's not a lot of real doms that are male talent.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, and plus, like I said, I mean, you're a good looking man. I know the women of any color love to work with your ass.
So that's what we want to do, really, is that's one of the things I get comments a lot, like specifically on like my OnlyFans and stuff, is like the like diversity of people that I work with, and it could be improved like fucking tenfold. I just haven't had the privilege yet of working with everyone ever.
You know what I'm saying? Because people don't realize it's kind of like sometimes you got to work what's given to you. So it's like I used to work with, I work with a lot of BBWs, and the first thing motherfuckers want to holler is, well, that's all you work with. No, the main ones that contact me. Well, I'm not gonna say no. Shit, and then I made money with it. So it's kind of what the situation that you're placed in, that you got to make the best of it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, like you start building contacts, and like all of the people that I've shot with, I would say were my friends. Like I reach out and talk to them like all the time. So now we can just be like, oh, like I have this idea. What do you think about that? Or they'll do the same to me. So like it's pretty fun, like how you kind of like dropped in like, oh, this is how you do things, like you must only shoot this, and it's like no, like I'll shoot all kinds of things, you know? With all kinds of people, like I mean, that's the whole point, is like I would love to get even more diversity than what I've already shot, you know? it's just having, like I said, the privilege of people coming to me to want to shoot, you know?
Yeah. That is so true. So people, you know what time it is. It's that time of the show where the pussies go dry and the dicks go limp. Let's talk about the business. Now I'm here with this man. You've been doing your own content, selling your own content. As you know, and we all know, the misconception is people come in thinking that this is easy money. You're going to make a shitload of money. You're going to blow up overnight, all that good crap.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they get in, it's a totally different, beast. So speak to the ups and downs of this business, money-wise, and even with work or what have you, the truth of it. Because that's what my podcast is about, giving people the real about adult film. We don't sugarcoat nothing here. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So I'll start with like the negative shit first, because like I would love to end on a positive note for it. So like negatively, obviously it isn't easy money. Like it's not just like whip out a camera, you're fucking, and you make fucking bands. Like my first few months, specifically on OnlyFans, I think I made under $20 in a month. Like it was fucking crazy. And that was when I had like no following, like nothing, like first like jump in. Like I had content, but who was gonna see it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. It's not gonna make you money overnight. Like you have to build your whole fucking brand, like, and there's so much that goes into it. Like I have to say, like, shooting and like say fucking is probably like the smallest percent of what you're actually doing. Like the rest is like marketing and like editing, advertising, just like networking in crazy ways, like going through like every site ever and just like dealing with time wasters and just scammers and all kinds of crap.
Mm-hmm.
And well, this actually segues quite nicely onto like when you are promoting and shit, there is going to be people out there that hate what you do.
Yeah.
Hate that you're, let's say, they hate the freedom that you've got from it if you are successful, whatever else, or they just hate the, let's say, security in your own image. Like they hate, like they have their own insecurity on how they look. Like they could never do the same thing that we do, be it from like body issues or just, I don't know, wacky views on the world. I always see that one where like sex workers are always compared to like drug dealers and shit like that. It's like what we're doing isn't hurting anyone. Like I've helped so many people explore their sexuality and shit that it's crazy, and that's like one of the perks of the job, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that's a good benefit.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they come to us because they're probably shamed in their personal life for what they like into. You know, period. That's the reason why you have people that commit suicide. It's the reason why people be depressed and angry, because they can't be their true selves. And we are allowed to be our true selves, not just because it makes us money, because we chose to do this.
Yeah, they hate that we have that our own like independence in it and our own like, I guess, freedom from it, because I love this job because of how much time like I get to just like be around my family and shit. Like I go and shoot for say a couple days and whatever else, and the rest of the time I'm kind of around like at home or with friends or whatever else. Like it grants me a lot of freedom to be able to just like travel places and go wherever else. Like I'm not constricted to like you have to be at this place at this time every day.
Oh yeah, because plus you out there in LA, you know. money. What they come for? The money, sex, and weed. Goddamn, they come for. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the BDSM lifestyle out there in LA. Tell us about it and stuff, because like I said, I know here in North Carolina it's boring as fuck, but I know LA is probably way more popping because it's LA.
Honestly, I haven't really had the privilege of checking out a lot of like say the clubs and stuff yet, because like obviously when I moved here it was like right at the beginning of the pandemic, so like everything shut and like nobody was running events or anything. So it kind of just like shut down for me, and I haven't had like the
Mhm.
time or like the ability to do all of the like, say the kink and like BDSM stuff. Like I have friends that we've like hung out with and done shit with, but nothing like in a more public saying, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
But I know for a fact that it is popping here. We just haven't got around to going out and doing it yet.
I feel you. So now you mentioned for a bit, you prefer people contact you. So that brings me to this. When ladies contact you, what do you look for in your co-star? Period. Because I know you're not just gonna pick anyone. So and you're also gonna pick someone that will help benefit your brand. So what do you look for in your co-stars?
So initially, like the main thing I look for is like the energy. Like if they're like genuinely interested in like the things that they're suggesting, like the ideas that they're pitching, like it's not just for like, I need to shoot something like this for my brand. Like they are like genuinely interested in shooting with me in particular. And like there's like a kind of, I guess, chemistry is probably the best way to describe it. Like we vibe well together. Yeah, that's like my main like go-to, because like I don't have like a main like look that I shoot with. Like we come up with all kinds of ideas and like concepts like of people of like varying sizes, colors, and like sexualities. Yeah. So it's never like one thing.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. The way that you do it is probably less weight headache than what us guys having to go holler at girls, because it cuts down the bullshit.
Yeah. I don't have to deal with all the other messages and shit. Yeah, like.
Yeah. When they hit you up, they're dead serious. And have you had anyone that flaked on you that hit you up?
A couple times. Like it happens. Like.
Okay.
I had a couple shoots where it just never happened. Like. I don't know, various issues or I guess illness occasionally comes up, and it's like, it's whatever. Like I'm never, let's say, like put out by it. Like shit happens. Like I'm never gonna hold it against anyone. Like if they flake on me, say a couple of times, then maybe I'll be a bit more like dubious on booking anything. But like I haven't really had it like as a recurring thing. Like it's happened a couple of times where it's like, oh shit, like this is happening, I'm not gonna be able to make it. And it's like, yeah, shit happens. Like we'll reschedule. It's no skin off my back, like we'll figure it out. Another one was I find when people contact me is that a lot of the time it's like a first for them. Like they've never tried certain things before. It'd be like a first like on screen like thing, which is fucking fascinating to me. When like, people are like finding new things, they're like, oh fuck, I really like this. Like, and I can provide that like in a like safe and like comfortable way for them to like kind of explore it. That's like my number one like favorite part about this job is like providing a space where people are like comfortable to try weird things.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Like, and there's no harm in calling it in anything that we do like weird, or like I like to use the term gross a lot, and I don't mean it in any negative way, but like I shoot some gross things and it's hot.
Yeah,
like that's all what I love about it, and like I said, like helping people explore it in a safe way and like a new way for them to be like, oh fuck, I might be actually interested in that and like want to try that out. Or even if it's from like a customer viewpoint where it's like, oh, I've got a new kink or fetish or something, or like I feel comfortable in myself like exploring this. That's like one of the best perks, and it's one of those feelings that I can't nail down with words because it feels so fucking good.
Yeah, because that means that you are earning people's trust from afar.
Yeah, and it's wild to think that like even a person that I will probably never meet in person has developed like such a trust in both like me and themselves to feel comfortable enough to explore something, and I'm going to bring up again, weird in the best way.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with trying, like, with any of these like kinks or fetishes. Like, it's okay to be weird as long as it's two consenting, safe adults. Then what's the harm, you know? Just go buck wild. If you want to live out whatever crazy, creepy, weird fantasy you want to do, it's just have a blast with it. Get freaky, you know.
so now with the blasphemy scene, because I had this conversation with her, and I had this conversation with you. Now porn is becoming so fucking PC. Let's just keep it 100.
Yeah,
it's fucking sensitive nowadays.
More and more. More PC is probably the best way to put it. Yeah,
because it's like all the fun stuff that made porn fabulous, which made porn actually money. They're now pushing out, you can't do or what have you, from scat to, like I said, me, I have to disguise my race play scene for them not to fuck with it. Except on excitebunny.com, you don't have to worry about all that because they don't care. Now, see, like the way I did the advertisement, you know what I'm saying? So, so it's like, how did you maneuver to where you was going to put that scene? Because I know that probably would raise a lot of red flags on a lot of these platforms.
Yeah, it got flagged on a few before they changed some of the rules. So like, even just from like, if you drop the theme entirely, like the bondage itself, there was issues with it, because obviously in the scene I had her hands like bound, like her hands were praying, and then I had her legs like bound too, and had her gagged. For some reason it flags up as being like non-consensual at that point, but even though like we have all kinds of like safety measures, being like, if like we needed to stop or like ease up or whatever else, like safe words, or even like, how do I explain, like, I guess a safe action, so like a signal that they could give me, like if they can't say a safe word. So that did throw me for a loop, like, because a lot of sites, they don't allow 4-limbed and gagged bondage. That's why you'll find on a lot of like BDSM shoots, you'll find like either one limb free, or they won't be bound and gagged at the same time, specifically whilst like being penetrated, or even just I guess like touched. It's wild, like how some of the rules are like clamping down on some of that stuff.
Yeah, because each to the point that I saw they got a site called scat.com. I said that shows you, you know, period. And two, I always say this: people like us are better served with a standalone site, because they don't bother them. You know, period. It's these platforms that are so worried about their bottom line, even though it's not that MasterCard and Visa is telling them, no, you can't allow this, you can't allow that. No, it's more so of, they're saying just be mindful of who y'all allowing to put the shit up. Yeah. That's the difference.
So I think with the... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
With the MasterCard and like the Visa bullshit that keeps coming around, I think the problem is that the main rules and like regulations that they put out are so purposely vague that none of the sites want to deal with the bullshit of like trying to like tiptoe the line and potentially lose out on having them as processors. So then it trickles down to just nitpicky bullshit that comes down on creators, where it's like, oh, you can upload a scene of you like pissing by yourself, but you can't do it. You can't piss on a person and upload it. And it's like, well, it's the same kind of content and shit.
Yeah,
and like only certain sites allow it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that sounded like it was on this Netflix movie with Dolomite with Eddie Murphy, and the guy was trying to explain the Dolomite why he couldn't play his record. He said, look, you can say cock and you can say sucker all day, but you can't say cocksucker together. He was like, I don't get it.
It's crazy how, and like every site has like a whole different fucking set of rules.
Yeah.
So for specifically like that scene, we used Sophie Ladder has a fantastic like spreadsheet of all the sites, like what they allow, what they don't, like what's a bit precarious and whatever else. So we had to go through her spreadsheet and figure out like what parts we could put where and how we'd edit it to suit each site. And it was just, it was a headache in itself to like figure out like what site would allow what and like trying to keep up with it. And then right after we put it out, a lot of the sites then changed their fucking rules and regulations again. So it was like,
yeah, so it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like I can't. That's why part of me why I'm kind of glad I'm retired, because like a lot of my scenes are grandfathered in. So a lot of them sites, they really can't mess with it with so much, period. But it's just like, to me, that's what's hurting our business in many ways, because it's now really it's stunting the creativity that we could have. Yeah. And that we could put out.
I mean, there's a few things like fetish wise that I don't fuck with at all, but that's just out of like, I guess, comfort and shit. Like, for example, I don't do like chunky vomit and I don't do scat at all. But like, if that's your bag, fucking get it. Like, I just can't personally deal with it. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, like, obviously, in scenes I've had like, there's always mess. There's always gonna like, if you're fucking a butt, there's always gonna be shit. Shit happens, And if you're like face fucking somebody and they throw up, it happens. Like, I just can't like purposely shoot those kinds of themes. And I think you brought it up actually. There is Scatbook, which everyone is using for their more hardcore scenes like that. I signed up to it. I find the site way too fucking brown for my taste. And it's very centered. Obviously, it's a scat porn site. Like, that's just how it's gonna be. Like, it's just one of those ones. Like, I wish more sites had the freedom to post, let's say, everything that we do.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you're uploading it with paperwork, with IDs, and with model tags and whatever else, then it's obviously consensual. Like, there shouldn't be the idea that it's somehow uploaded without consent, because you wouldn't have all the legal paperwork for it,
Yeah.
It should be pretty, like, I don't know. To me, it sounds like it should be pretty easy to police, like, and that's where like Pornhub had a lot of its issues, where like anyone could fucking upload.
Well, see, the reason why it was like that, because traffic and anything else.
Yeah.
And see, because one, which I done talked about this before on the show before, so I ain't gonna go deep into it. The devaluation of porn and the porn star.
Yeah.
And part of that was that they wanted everybody to be able to do what we do.
Yeah.
They promoted it as such, and they pushed it as such, and they pumped it as such. And that's when you had people going on Pornhub, going on all these tube sites, putting up their videos.
Yeah.
And some of
they made Amateur King, didn't they, really?
So and they won't verify who was the people that was posting it. So many people didn't even have profile pictures.
Yeah.
And they posted, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you made this happen. You created your own problem.
Yeah. They really did. And like you said, like, they weren't checking who was uploading what. Like, it was just any old fucking recording. That's why they have so many issues that these like anti-porn let's say groups latch onto, because it's easy to fucking argue those points because they kind of fucked it up. You know, like if you don't check these things, then fucking shitty people will upload shit. You know, and like that's it. And particularly with like Pornhub, the only way that you could like monetize was to have all the paperwork. But if you didn't want to monetize, you could still upload, and it didn't fucking matter. So it was like. And the people that wanted to upload like revenge porn or CSA or whatever else, the illegal shit, they didn't give a fuck about monetizing it. Like they just wanted it up, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's how they still posted and shit. Like, and that was where we got a lot of our problems from there. And then obviously we moved into more like fan sites and whatever else. So
yeah, because it's just funny. I saw that Fan Central is suing OnlyFans for blacklisting.
Why am I not surprised that we're all gonna fucking sue each other?
Yeah, I mean, but see, it, once again, because what people don't realize is that one, some of these sites don't have a 2257.
Yeah.
So they're not beholden to what the rules supposed to be anyway. That's why OnlyFans, it got to the predicament that they were in. You know, period. So it's kind of like they wanted to skip the steps. And now they're paying for it because now you created a market for what the fuck. Because OnlyFans is beyond they according to market for a minute. Yeah. But when it's all about kicking off the sex workers, it opened the market for other motherfuckers. Now they want to try to close the market again.
Yeah.
So
that was one of the like big issues that I have with OnlyFans, like in particular, was how they made it nearly impossible to upload paperwork.
Yeah.
And they made it very confusing on where to send it, like how to make sure that like it was sent to like the right place. Because obviously you're dishing out like legal fucking like paperwork, like people's IDs, their like passports. Like this is sensitive information. Like you shouldn't be just sending anywhere.
I don't want to do my 10 hat. I don't feel like doing my 10 hat today. But
right, it's crazy.
I did have to on my 10. Because see, the reason why I say that prior to a certain year, only you had to give up your ID and your information. Because the reason why, if the claim came out that, okay, this person doesn't have rights to this video, they knew who to actually go after.
Yeah.
And then you had to show your paperwork. It was OnlyFans and ManyVids that started that shit.
Yeah.
And to me, the reason why, because just small tin hat. A lot of these companies want to be more webcam based, and that's what they're trying to push this towards.
Yeah. It's the more like live shows kind of thing is where it's at. Yeah.
That's what they want right now. Because because it seems like to me the only issue they're having with is boy girl content for the most part.
Well, it's crazy how these sites tried to promote like lifestyle blogs and like music and all this other shit when they are like, particularly like ManyVids, it's a fucking porn site. Like nobody's fucking going there to watch fucking workout videos, like unless they're jerking off. Like nobody's doing that. And like again, like OnlyFans is the same. Like they tried to say that it wasn't just for adult content creation, whatever else. I don't think anyone's up there doing cooking blogs. Maybe there is a few. I don't fucking know, but
and they cooking it butt ass naked.
Yeah, right. Buns out, like just going for it. What was it saying? Oh no, the big issue that I had with like the OnlyFans and like the paperwork thing is they made it so confusing to do, but would terminate your account so fast if it was in breach of said terms of service.
Yeah.
Like they will delete your account and take your fucking money so fast. Like it's crazy. I've been quite fortunate that I haven't been terminated for breaching their terms a few times.
Oh my goodness.
For like various like scenes, like I did a vomit scene. No chunks.
Oh man.
That one got deleted so quick.
Yeah, like I said, it's just they're taking away the fun of the business. Simple as that. That's just how I look at it and stuff. So, man, I enjoy talking to you.
It's been so good. I love this.
No doubt. So I'm gonna ask you this last thing. How is it like working? Because you always hear the term that we don't find love. That if you're in porn, you ain't gonna be able to find love or someone to date, get a job. Those bullshit misconceptions. Now you're actually in a relationship and you and your girl work together. Tell us how good that feel to have somebody that not supports you in it and helps you with it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's honestly it's a wild feeling because it's one of those ones that a lot of people are like, oh, so you'd let your husband do that kind of thing? And it's like, well, it doesn't, like, not that it doesn't mean anything, but at the end of the day, it is work to me. Like, there's a whole separation in things that I do, like, sexually for my wife and what I do sexually for work. Not that I don't enjoy both, but there's a whole world of difference in it. Like, there's a whole different feeling in there. Like, there's just more. And, like, I save, like, specific, like, kinks or certain things specifically for my wife. Like, I don't ever do them with anyone else, like certain titles, certain things like that I keep exclusive for her, so that it's something special for her to keep hold of as well, you know.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, like, she's my submissive too, so like I have her collared all the time. Like I don't just give out collars, you know.
Yeah. She
like,
earned
it's a whole
that.
different world.
She earned that. Right. But see, that's the crazy part, because it's like, I don't know if they still make that argument anymore, that it's still cheating even though you doing porn. No, it's not, because if my wife, first of all, my wife know I'm doing it, it's not cheating anyway.
Yeah, right. And like we're kind of, I wouldn't say in like any sort of open relationship, but like we do have fun with people that we know and are friends with. Like we do stuff outside of our relationship. We don't have like separate relationships, but yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, the thing of it is that a lot of time people, they have a misconception of what certain things supposed to be. Yeah. You know, from monogamy to all that and everything, and it doesn't apply to today because everything is open now. It's not.
The game's changed.
Yeah, but it's like y'all want it to be normalized, and you complain when it's normalized.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Like the funny thing is with like, again, like how people come to me is my wife talk that I work with. Like she'll get a vibe for them, and like if she feels something off, then I won't work with them. So that's probably like another point I should have brought up earlier about like how I choose people is like if they show her like basic respect and like acknowledge her like existence, then it will go a lot better for them than just being like just trying to fuck your man.
but that's what they're supposed to do. You feel what I'm coming from? I mean,
yeah.
In all intents and purposes, even in our lifestyle, they're supposed to recognize the number one slave.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's. I mean, even like across the board, it's just polite, isn't it? Even in a vanilla setting, like it's just polite to acknowledge that they have these partners and whatever else. And like I said, she vibes with everyone, and like if she gets like a slight sense that something's off, then I won't be doing that too. She is exceptional at fucking reading people, which is great, really. It's like I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Like I can read people like well in scenes, and like I can feel like body language and like how people are feeling like in that way. But like general vibe, I am so like I see the best in fucking everyone. So it's like she's a good little. How do I put it? She keeps a lookout, you know.
No, I'm gonna tell you this from personal experience. If I had listened to my wife half the time in this business, I probably would have avoided so many headaches. So you don't want to tell the bullshit before we do, because we sometimes be oblivious because we ain't looking for it.
Right.
You know, and a woman knows a woman. And trust me, I'll sit here and tell anybody, if I had listened to my wife when I was supposed to, a lot of headaches I would have definitely avoided.
Yeah. They can sniff out bullshit like a mile away. It's crazy. Like, I wish I had the same ability. Like,
oh my God. See, we could do that with men, you know what I'm saying? But with women, it's kind of like, you know, we're not looking, we're not paying attention.
yeah.
You know, it's like with us, we just, like she say, well, that girl, I think she like you a little too damn much. You know what I'm saying? We ain't thinking about that. We just thinking about getting the scene, getting the content, fuck all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But what they see is the trouble that will cause and the headache and the grief emotionally down the line.
Yeah. The shit that comes with it after the fact. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
like,
yeah,
I'm focused on planning the scenes and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cause you I'm sitting there having Twitter beef out this motherfucker. When I'm not, right. I'm supposed to be stress free because she told me, I told you gonna be an issue, you know. But you know what I'm saying. But it's good to have your wife involved in the business as well, because sometimes they like to know, and then it's
kind of like grounding, really. Like it kind of it sets you, like, at the end of the day, that's like somebody that's gonna see the best in everything that you do anyway. And like, honestly, she's honest with me. She'll tell me if like she doesn't like a scene or she doesn't like how something looks. She does a lot of my like thumbnails and shit, because she's like, you can't be trusted with them. I want to make them for you. And so she'll do it, and they look amazing.
She was like, yeah, I want to understand. Yeah, you got a woman, goddamn. Yeah, because by the way I'm picking the pictures. Yeah, because they can smell it. Yeah, his girl picked that. He wouldn't have picked that. He wouldn't have picked that. Yeah, because even my wife, like, she'll look at like one of my pictures, like, you don't need to post that. Post that one. She'll be right on point. I'll be like, oh, thank you.
They know. They just know what everyone's looking for.
Yeah, it's like I call her my wifeager.
Yeah, exactly.
My manager wife.
Yeah, she is my fucking manager, straight up. That's exactly how it is. Like, she'll pick out my shoots, pick out like everything. She's like, this is how you're gonna be. But like in general life, submissive to me. It's crazy. You know, like,
yeah. But see, she's submissive to a point, guys. That's always, because they're gonna run the household no matter what. They're gonna be the queen of the castle. You know, period. So. Hell yeah, because my wife the same way. So she see, I have a brother from across the pond, and he ain't even.
It just works out exactly the same.
Oh man, dude, I'm gonna have to bring you back, man, so we can chop it up on it,
sure.
Some episodes and everything, brother. For real, I really enjoyed this, and I really enjoy your work, and I love your work and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that some of my smoke buddies might reach out to you. I got a stinking suspicion that they are.
That'd and everything. Be sweet.
Most definitely. So tell everybody where they can spend money on you.
So I do have an OnlyFans, which is, I've just started up now. Actually, I started a new one, which is just /Soul Salvatore. It is free right now if anyone wants to go there. I'm on Fansly. I'm on ManyVids, AP Clips. I tend not to use that one so much, but it's there. And Pocket Stars as well, but again, that's another one that I kind of fell off from. My main focus is Fansly, OnlyFans, and ManyVids right now. I have them all pinned on my Twitter, which is, I should probably do the Twitter at, hold on, let me find out what it is.
I think it's at Gentleman Soul.
Yes, Gentleman's _Soul.
SOL. Soul. Yeah, see, I'm helping you out there.
Fuck yeah. See, you know my app better than I do.
Yeah, I told you I follow. I'm an admirer of your work, my brother. I'm an admirer of your work for sure.
It's greatly appreciated. Like, it's always good to get like secondary opinions of other people in like the business and shit. It's always crazy. And then when I have like people that I've, let's say, watched in the past for like inspo and whatever else, it's like, oh shit, now I know this person as well. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. So shoot, most definitely. So I'm at the we got another smoke buddy, and you'll be hearing him. You definitely gonna hear him on the Premium Smoke Room. I'm talking about my premium subscription-based part of the podcast. For $4.99 a month, you get 4 premium podcasts, premium episodes that I might drop, but you're going to hear this man on a couple of times. And I plan to bring him back. He is now a smoke buddy, one of my male smoke buddies. So with that being said, people, life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? You didn't learn anything. Smoke this over. Thank you for coming by, Soul.
You're most welcome, and thank you for having me. Actually, this has been amazing. I'd love to come back.
And we got to have you come back, brother. Most definitely.
Fuck yeah.
You take care.
Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? Let me tell you about a great deal. Why don't you come on over to the Premium Smoke Room? There ain't no smoke like Premium Smoke. I'm talking about 4 premium podcasts. I'm talking about Miss Spit Queen and the Porn Rap Star. I'm talking about Pilgrim on Wrestling. I'm talking about Causing Havoc with Princess Havoc, as well as the Reed Daily Report. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 STO Dark. Plus also extra premium episodes for some of the hottest ladies and gents in the business of porn. And all this for $4.99 a month. I'm talking about 5 to 6 extra episodes a week on top of the free shit that you get. So do the math. Great deal. Only on Spotify, only on Anchor. Come check me out. Come catch this premium smoke.